Welcome to the Viking Age podcast. It's the official podcast of the VikingAge.com. My name is Chris Schad. I write for FanSided and ZoneCoverage.com. My co-host is Adam Patrick, one of the lead editors of the NFL division at FanSided and also runs the VikingAge.com. We do this right here on the Viking Age YouTube channel. We're also in podcast form on Apple and Spotify the very next day. So however you consume us, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe so you never miss a new episode and we can spread the word to the masses. Also, quick note, Tuesdays and Fridays are going to be the 2 days that we drop episodes now. So Tuesday morning, Friday morning, check out you should be subscribed. You would know anyway whenever it drops, but 2 episodes a week. We're going to have a guest on in our late episode, and then Adam and I will be on the early episode. So that is how we are hoping things will go now. On today's show, the Vikings got absolutely blasted by the Atlanta Falcons. JJ McCarthy sucked, and now he's hurt, so we'll talk about that. And I guess welcome to the Carson Wentz era. But if I sound a little hoarse, I was at the game last night. And it was awesome. It was incredible. It was loud until the game started. And then it was like, what the hell is happening here? That's my personal review, I guess. If you're listening to me and like, man, he doesn't sound too good. That's why, because I was going, a lot. So
Skull.
There it is. Yes. Lots of scolding was going on.
Yeah. I think the crowd was pretty loud until
that first drive was insane.
JJ took when they got all those false starts. When JJ, did he throw a pick in the third quarter? I think that kind of deflated everything.
I want to say that was the third quarter. I think that was kind of when it was like, because I know I left right after the
12-6 at the half.
It was 9-6.
9-6. Yeah. So they were still in it.
Yes. I headed towards the exit because normally what I do is there's this little area that I stand that nobody knows about. And I watch the game there because I have a couple of friends who have seats in that area and they can just come up and talk with me and whatever. But they make you double scan to get in that area now. Oh. So I had to go to my actual seat, which isn't a bad thing. I mean, the upper deck at US Bank Stadium is pretty cool. And I like watching football games from up top because you can see what's going on, what they're running and all that kind of stuff. But once McCarthy missed Naylor on that 3rd and 1 and O'Connell decided to punt down 9, it was kind of like, well, he's waving the white flag. I'm going to get out of here.
Well, we might know why he punted, actually.
Yeah, he didn't want McCarthy to take another brutal hit throughout the evening. Excuse me. Let's start there. JJ McCarthy struggles, sprains his ankle in the loss to the Falcons. The injury, McCarthy was injured on a scramble in the 3rd quarter. Kevin O'Connell says it is not a short-term IR stint injury, and then Adam Schefter pretty much said it is. High ankle sprain, 2 to 4 weeks. And who are we kidding? They're probably going to keep him out through the bye now because that's how they do this. They sit there and they go, well, they're ramping up each and every week. And, Christian Darrisaw might play. There's outcomes and scenarios and outcomes. I actually wrote it on a game ball. No, he's just out. So they will reassess him as he responds to treatment this week. As of now, Carson Wentz is likely to start against the Bengals. And here's where I want to start. Because Randball on X had so that is Michael Rand. My apologies.
Yep.
But isn't there like a Randball stew or something too?
There is. There's another one, yeah.
But okay, that's why I got confused.
That's the real one.
Yes. So the real Michael Rand basically said, I think this is a soft bench. I think they are protecting JJ McCarthy and they are benching him so Carson Wentz can play and take the beating behind this shitty offense. I'm just going to call it what it is. It was a bad offensive line last night. So do you think they're soft benching JJ McCarthy after the news of his ankle injury dropped?
I think he's hurt. I think he's legit hurt. The severity of his injury, we'll never know. But I think that the fact that Ryan Kelly suffered a concussion, and and probably I think that's like his third or fourth he's had in 2 years, so he's probably not going to play on Sunday. And then the fact that Christian Darrisaw, they didn't put him on short-term IR or PUP, but he's probably I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't play on Sunday either. Um, and then they lost Justin School, who's their backup offensive tackle, who I don't think anyone's going to be real sad that he's gone, but it's not like he was doing a whole lot. But still, they don't have a backup left tackle either now because he suffered a concussion as well. So I think like if you're the Vikings, if you're Kevin O'Connell and JJ McCarthy is like he's legit hurt, so he's already nursing a sore ankle. Maybe he could have played, maybe he couldn't, but that's going to make it a lot tougher for him to make his throws. It's going to make it a lot tougher for him to escape pressure, which he's probably going to face with a banged up offensive line. And so why not have someone go in there, a veteran who's done it before, who knows how to get rid of the ball quick, knows how to evade pressure, will make some silly plays sometimes, but he can get in there and probably take a beating or whatever's thrown at him over the next few weeks. But so, and then when JJ comes back, I don't think he's coming back until after the bye if he does. Well, he'll be back eventually, but if he comes back and is on the active roster, but because if it's 2 weeks, that's what the Dublin game in Ireland.
Yes.
You're gonna have his first game back come on a field you have no idea about, and same thing with the London game. Like it's not like those fields are probably in good condition because they have $1 million soccer teams or whatever that play on them. So, but still, like you don't. There's so many questions about the playing surface there, and maybe the weather will be rainy or whatever. So you're gonna have him come back in those scenarios, or you're gonna have him come back in week 7 at home, U.S. Bank Stadium against the Eagles, and have like a ton of time to prepare for that. So whether his injury is severe or not, I don't think we see him until week 7 against the Eagles at the earliest.
So I'm looking at a friend of the show, Thor Nystrom. He had this
Yep.
post this afternoon. He's going through it right now, by the way, as you can imagine. He has McCarthy after the high ankle sprain. 2 of 6, first 2 attempts, underthrow of Justin Jefferson short, overthrow of Naylor deep, 2 turnovers, 3 drives. Yes, after the injury, a sack/fumble. That was the first drive after. A punt, 3 and out, run, deep shot to Naylor, and an interception. Before that, he was 9 of 15 for 122 yards, the interception, and 60% of pressure. Everything kind of comes through how he's played to this point. Last night was not a good game for anybody in a purple uniform. Maybe you could make a case that Justin Jefferson had a decent game, but he was only targeted. Redmond. Oh, what's that?
Jalen Redmond.
Jalen Redmond had a good game. You could also say Jalen Naylor had a good game because if he hits that long touchdown throw, sure. Yeah. Well, Reichert hasn't missed yet.
We're scraping the bottom of the barrel.
We're trying. We are trying here. But through 2 games, JJ McCarthy, 58.5% completion rate, 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, pretty much 7 bad quarters out of 8 so far. 11 to 21, 158 yards, 2 interceptions last night. But I look at this and I don't think Kevin O'Connell's sitting there going like, we got to get Carson Wentz in there, because if they say he's injured, he is not practicing. That's the problem here. Like JJ McCarthy needs to get on a football field and experience this and make throws and learn from it. And last night, in a perfect world, should be a learning experience. Even Kevin O'Connell too. I guess they asked him about it, whether it was a soft bench, and he said, no, not at all. In fact, it was pretty crushing this morning to hear. This is purely a medical based thing that we are dealing with. I don't know.
He would never, I don't think he would lie, but I don't think he wouldn't.
I don't think he'd go through with it.
Maybe bend the truth.
Sure.
I don't think he's against that. Like I said, he's injured, but I think their plan for him now, it's kind of, maybe it's like they view it as like a little bit of a blessing where he can take a step back, let Carson go out there. You can see how he prepares for each game or whatever. You can help him. You can help, figure out some things maybe that you weren't doing right, and you come back after the bye, and we move forward. But yeah, like he wasn't playing. Like you mentioned those stats from Thor, like how he played after his injury and before. Like he wasn't playing good before his injury either. He was just it wasn't a good night. Um, he couldn't like even think back there because by the time he dropped back, he had the Falcons, 2 or 3 Falcons in his face already. Their defense might be really good though. But
Better than we
yeah,
thought.
yeah, and it's because it's week 2. We still don't really know a whole lot about any team really, other than maybe the Saints and the Browns. They're just and the Dolphins. They're all terrible. Um, but yeah, with like McCarthy, I feel like hopefully this benefits him. But then you run into the possible problem of what if Carson Wentz plays well and they enter the bye. But let's say they enter the bye 4-1. What do you do?
Yeah. I mean, that was something I was going to bring up is that, Carson Wentz, if he Nick Foles is him,
Yeah.
and I think there's only 3 games. So maybe Wentz
Yeah.
starts the 2 European games and then he starts on Sunday against the Bengals. According to some people, Max Brosmer is just going to take
You mean Brock
over.
Purdy, right?
Yeah. I saw Brosmer jersey last night, actually, and it is
A Vikings one or a Gophers
a
one?
Vikings one.
Oh,
And
okay.
I will say it is the weirdest, most batshit obsession that I have seen in
More
quite
than
a
Thielen?
while. But I mean, Adam Thielen, we just had to have him. There was no other receiver that could do what he does, 2 catches, but he's wide open. I got that on
To be
Twitter
fair
today.
to McCarthy though, I don't know if you're going to ask this or not, but like Kevin O'Connell's play calling hasn't done him any favors. Like it
I was
feel
going to get to that.
yeah, okay.
Yes. Yeah. Can I go off on that? I'm sorry to
Go
interrupt you.
go no, go
But
right ahead. I'll let you have the floor.
But so the run and pass attempts were more balanced than you would think last night. 21 pass attempts, 19 runs. So it didn't seem like the Vikings ran the ball a lot, but it was a lot of scrambles by JJ McCarthy. So probably there were even more dropbacks than the actual box score says. But McCarthy's average depth of target was 12.6 yards downfield behind and again, McCarthy didn't play well. His turnover worthy play rate was 10%, which is not ideal. Of course, when you only throw the ball 21 times and you have 2 interceptions and a fumble, that'll get that rate right up there. But Justin School was a swinging date. Ryan Kelly got concussed. Nobody in the trenches played well. And you're having 7-step. This is like Norv Turner shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're having him do 7-step drops and be like, all right, let it rip, kid. Like at some point you do. It's not dumbing it down where we're not running my offense. No, it's literally protecting your quarterback where it's like, okay, the rush is getting there. Let's have a screen to Justin Jefferson. Let's get some creative ways to get the ball in Adam Thielen's hands or even Jalen Naylor's hands. Like there was none of that. Like one of my biggest pet peeves in the first couple of weeks is that they are basically trying to avoid disaster with JJ McCarthy. Like, oh yeah, well, we don't want Christian Darrisaw to aggravate his injury. We don't do that. And then they turn around, they're like, bombs away, let's go. It's even though it's not working,
Justin
it's
School, you
just
got this, right?
right. I feel like Kevin O'Connell called the game like an angry Madden player last night. Like the first drive where it was 3rd and 1. Well, yeah, he's like, I'm just gonna force it. I'm just mad. Like it's triple coverage, but you just don't give a shit and you just press the button as hard as you can. Like that's basically the quarterback sneak. It's like we didn't get there, we're gonna go for it. Like Matt LaFleur possessed him or something.
Yeah,
like
the vibes were off immediately after that failed 4th and 1. Because one, I thought they should have challenged it because I thought it was pretty close, and then the attempt was just. I thought they were just gonna do the hard count and see if they get anyone to jump off sides, and then take the delay game and punt it, and not give the Falcons the ball at the 30-yard line. Just seemed like a odd play, but yeah, like his play calling, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot of drop backs. Like JJ McCarthy is athletic. Get him outside the pocket, roll out, do some bootlegs. run some RPOs. We saw that work against the Bears on that drive where he ran in for a touchdown. Throw some quick passes. Give him some easy passes, some screens, some passes to TJ Hawkinson. I think he's still on the team, even though he's been kind of missing in action the first 2 weeks. But like this calling plays where there's long developing routes, you need your offensive line to block, and credit to some of the Vikings running backs because I think they've been doing well blocking. Like Jordan Mason's been doing awesome. But the Vikings just don't run a lot of like, I guess, heavy personnel. You could consider 12 personnel heavy, which is like one running back and two tight ends. They don't run a lot of that. Like 70 or 80% of their plays are 11 personnel, which is one running back and one tight end. But they're paying two tight ends, Josh Oliver and TJ Hawkinson, a combined $20.5 million, but yet we're only going to have one of them on the field for most of the time. Doesn't make a whole lot of sense because if Josh Oliver's on the field, guess what? Guess what the defense thinks you're doing? Probably not passing. If TJ Hawkinson's on the field, you're probably passing. But they're just not giving. I feel like Kevin O'Connell's play calling is not doing McCarthy any favors. Yes, he's going to have some hiccups because he's inexperienced. Yes, he's going to make some bad throws, but he's also not, probably getting enough help from Kevin O'Connell. So I think he needs to adjust his play calling as much as JJ McCarthy needs to like sit back and realize like, hey, like I need to get rid of the ball quicker. If there's nothing there, scramble because I'm super athletic and I can get yards with my legs. Like so, there's more than just it's more than just McCarthy just going back there and being inexperienced and making bad throws. Because like I didn't think it like they lost last night or Sunday night, and I didn't think like it was. I didn't think they were terrible. Like it was a weird game where like they weren't awful. They didn't get blown out. It felt like maybe the final score maybe looked that way, but it wasn't that bad. And JJ made some good throws. Like you watch quarterbacks in the past, like Christian Ponder, go back there and just they 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 don't make a good throw all game. Where like JJ had a couple like that pass to Jefferson across the middle late in the second quarter to get that field goal. Like that was a great pass. Given he was wide open, so he should make that pass. But like he's got a good arm. He can zip the ball in there. He makes good throws. But like you also got to give him a chance to make those throws. And like it just doesn't seem like Kevin O'Connell's doing that, which is almost as frustrating as some of the other stuff that's going on with the team.
Also very strange that now he has the can't complete passes to his left thing.
For now.
For now. I mean, here's the thing. Everybody is screaming, oh, dude, gotta bench him now. Gotta bench him for Brosmer. Gotta get Brosmer in there. Yeah,
after last
2 games into this.
After he was the savior and everything last week, and now, he struggles because he's inexperienced. Like we're gonna hear all the doubters or whatever come back up, pop up this week and be like, oh, we told you so. He's not good. He never threw the ball in Michigan. He's not gonna be good. It's like, yet no one expected him to be Patrick Mahomes first year. We all knew there was gonna be some bumps and hurdles for him to overcome. And we expect him to get better as the season goes along. Look at like all the quarterbacks from his class last year who struggled a lot in the beginning of the year. Like Jaden Daniels wasn't that great his first couple games. Bo Nix was terrible. It's still debatable if he is or not. And Caleb Williams had his struggles the first couple games. Drake May wasn't that good, and he played awesome yesterday. So like, we gotta give these guys time. They need time, and we can't be like after his first, the first time the Vikings as a whole play bad, and JJ doesn't really do anything to help that. Not freak out and be like, oh, he's terrible. We gotta bench him. Like, well,
and I mean,
it's gonna be it's a process.
And getting Darisaw back on the field, getting Jordan Addison back, like those are 2 big pieces that are missing out of your offense right now. So I don't know. He needs reps. He needs to play. And I think that's the most disheartening thing about this is, Sam Darnold had a bad game last year. He threw 3 interceptions in Jacksonville. And the next thing he had an 18-2 touchdown to interception ratio the next 7 games. We'll talk about the final 2, but quarterbacks have rebounded under Kevin O'Connell before. So even walking out of that stadium last night, I said, that was weird, but what happens on Sunday against the Bengals? Now we won't know. Now Carson Wentz has to start. And I don't know what happens if he goes 4-1. Like that's the thing. It's like you aren't gaining anything if you switch back to, if you switch to Wentz and have McCarthy as the backup. Maybe he practices and he's only 22 years old. I mean, you could just say, hey, just give you a little time, give you a mental reset. Carson's playing well. If it switches the other way, we'll go the opposite direction. But it is a very strange situation that they're in with a team that is built to win now, but a quarterback that is aiming for the future here. So
he also had a lot going on in the days leading up to Sunday's game, where like coming off that super emotional win on Monday, short week, his fiance has a baby on Thursday. And so, being a dad, I'm sure his situation is very different. But he seems like a kid, because he's 22, who would want to be involved in helping out with his son. And as a newborn, that requires getting up like every 4 hours to feed your kid. So he's not probably on a normal sleep schedule or whatever, but still, like, he had a lot leading up to that. It's not excuses or whatever, but like give this kid a break. He's got a life actually outside of football. Maybe this will allow him to focus on that a little bit more, and then he'll be able to get back and be re-energized. That's the thing with like McCarthy. I feel like when he goes down or something goes bad for him, we've seen from the little things that we've seen from him, he's come back and turned things around, gone back to the drawing board, prepared really well, and come back and looked even better. So like I would expect him whenever he plays to come out and look better than he has all season long.
Yeah, I think he'll be prepared. Like that. That's just it. And
hopefully Darius will be back by then.
Yeah, that is weird. We'll talk about those injuries in just a little
bit. And also,
bit.
like, run the ball. Why'd you pay all this money for this offensive line to pass block? I know that's part of their job, but with a rookie quarterback, like former Vikings quarterback Dante Culpepper told me, a running game for a young quarterback is huge. And it takes so much pressure off him. And it's not like the Vikings suck at running the ball. They're doing well this year whenever they give it to Jordan Mason. Even Aaron Jones said a couple. But, like, they're not bad. Keep running the ball. Give the ball to Jordan Mason. He's given you no excuse not to. So I don't know why they keep shying away from doing that. I do know why, because Kevin O'Connell does not like to run the ball. But he's got to get over that. Like, I feel like he's got to find a way to run the ball more.
Angry Madden player. That's...
Basically,
that's why we're going to throw it downfield. 4 verts every play. Just hot route the guy on a drag route if they're playing cover 4. I don't give a shit. Let me tell you about Underdog, though. If you're looking for some wins somewhere, football is back, and Underdog is the best place to make picks and win money all season long. Playing Underdog is easy. Just pick when your favorite players will go higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, interceptions, and more. Get your picks right, and you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. You can play with as little as $1. Adam and I have played Underdog for years, and I'll tell you just how easy it is to make your picks, get your entries in there and make some money. I was at the tailgate yesterday, having a great time. Met Dante Culpepper, actually. He's a big dude in person. Yeah. Shook his hand. Very big hands, but they're small by NFL standards, so it's kind of weird. But we had Red Zone on the TV, and I was like, I forgot to make my picks for the day. So I just broke out my phone, broke open the Underdog app, and it said there was a special for Jalen Hurts, higher than 0.0 passing and rushing yards. Spoiler, he got that. And I paired it with Patrick Mahomes, 2.5 first quarter rushing yards. I went higher on that, and I got 3.3 times my money, just like that. You can download the app today and sign up with the promo code The Age, all one word, and you score $50 in bonus funds when you play your first $5. That's promo code The Age, all one word. Millions of fans have already won billions making picks on Underdog. Will you be next? Underdog. Make picks. Win money. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Arizona, Massachusetts, and Virginia, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Offer not valid in Maryland, Michigan, Ohio, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania. If you are concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. And in New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. All right. Well, JJ McCarthy was not the only Viking to get injured. So we have another Viking injury update. I'm just going to run through the list once again with everything that's going on.
Is the Jericho list?
Yes, this is, armbar every third line or whatever. Ryan Kelly and Justin Schooler in the concussion protocol. If you were to believe the soft benching theory, as a matter of fact, perhaps not having Ryan Kelly out there has some reason to do with it as well, because he is kind of JJ McCarthy's eyes out there saying, hey, watch out for this, watch out for that. That communication is big. And when you have Michael Juergens out there who has never played an NFL game, that is a concern. Aaron Jones suffered a hamstring injury. He's likely to be out against Cincinnati and probably for the foreseeable future because he's an older running back.
Until after the bye.
Yes. Jonathan Grenard suffered an oblique injury, but according to Kevin O'Connell, he avoided a serious bullet, but we still have to keep an eye on that. And of course, Harrison Smith is still out with his illness. Christian Darrisaw is still working his way back from his knee. Andrew Van Ginkel and Jeff Okuda missed the game with concussions, and Blake Cashman is on injured reserve with a hamstring injury. We've got no food, we've got no jobs, and our football team's heads are falling off. The Vikings bye is in week 6. Here's my question for you, Adam. How many of these players will be healthy by the time they host the Philadelphia Eagles in week 7?
I would have to know how many players you told me, because it was just a never-ending list. Probably like 12? 5,
6, 7, 8, 9. I have 9, and there's probably more that I'm forgetting.
First off, this happens like every year, though, or every other year. I feel like we're like 1 year. And this happens like with a lot of NFL teams, unless you're the Niners and you're just injured every year. But with the Vikings, like 1 year they're super healthy and they don't suffer a lot of serious injuries, and then the following year it's like everyone's dropping like flies. They just went too hard the year before, and now they're just, it's catching up to them the following year, and they can't keep up. So with these injuries, I would like to think, I feel like Harrison Smith, like the word on him has been he was questionable, I feel like, for Sunday, which is the best designation he's had so far this season. It's only 2 weeks, but still. So I feel like he might be playing on Sunday. I feel like Darrisaw, I guess, has a chance to play Sunday, but I don't be surprised if they hold him out again, which would just be infuriating, because just keep him on the pup if you're going to do that.
Yeah. I mean, that's what's driving everybody insane. It's just Harrison Smith and Christian Darrisaw. It's like, why weren't they? And maybe Harrison Smith's situation is a little unclear, so they thought he'd be back by now. But yeah.
So we got, and I expect Van Ginkel to be back, Okuda to be back. This is by the bye, so I feel like I'm not taking too huge of a risk. I would say Aaron Jones should be back, depending on how severe it sounds like they avoided a severe hamstring injury. That's what Kevin O'Connell said today, because they just noticed it and they took him out of the game immediately. Ryan Kelly, I don't be surprised if like he's out for multiple games with his concussion, just because of his recent history of those, and it's not something to mess around with. Justin School, I guess he'll be ready in a week. So like a lot of these guys, I feel like should be back in time for the bye week, but that also leaves time for other people to get hurt during that time. So I like Ty Chandler. Like the Vikings are probably gonna have to sign a running back.
Yeah,
because Jones is hurt now and Ty Chandler's on IR. So they have Xavier Scott and Jordan Mason. So trade for, I guess you don't have to trade for him this year. You can sign Cam Akers off the practice squad. At the Saints practice squad, I think.
No, did he be? I guess probably on the practice squad. Yeah, you're right.
I think he's on the practice squad. So bring him back.
This is like the point of the Madden franchise. You just like reset it.
Or
like,
they brought some kid in for the final preseason game who looked pretty good. I can't remember his name, but he played He played a preseason with the Jets too, but he's on their practice squad right now. So maybe they'll just elevate him, but not looking good. So that's not really going to help the case to run the ball when you have no running backs. And then we forget about CJ Ham. Is he gonna? Maybe he'll be back for the bye. Blake Cashman, maybe he'll be back. He's got a hamstring too. They put him on IR, so it's probably more severe than we probably think. Yeah, our pets' heads are falling off. It's just not good. But the Vikings are playing a team in week 3 who just lost Joe Burrow, so they're not too thrilled about it either. Jake Browning is serviceable. He beat the Vikings a couple of years ago, but he's not Joe Burrow. And the Bengals probably he's out 3 months, they said?
Yeah.
Or a toe injury?
Turf toe. It's like
that's got to be way worse than it sounds, because there's no way it can be just like turf toe. Just to me, it sounds like you stubbed your toe on the turf. Where I know
it's actually like a
ligaments.
Yeah.
Right?
So like it gets bent back.
Or like you can't bend your toes probably the right way or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would look that up, but I don't really want to search toes on anything that I own. So. Other people do, but not me. So
our computer is just like, what the hell, man?
And actually, like, you look around the league, Jaden Daniels is hurt, Justin Fields is hurt, Brock Purdy's hurt. Like, Vikings are not alone, and they never are, but it's still difficult. But definitely seems like there's a little bit more injuries this year than definitely last year and maybe years past. But it's football, I guess. It's the luck of the draw sometimes.
Like you said, it's never like with the Vikings, it's never like in the middle. It's like either nobody gets hurt or everybody gets hurt. And it's this big old problem. You know what? Here's what I'll say. It's 2 games. It's 2 games. And my next question for you is going to be, what positive did you see out of this game? Because I think the positive that I had was the play of this defense. They held Atlanta to 5 field goals before the dam finally broke in the 4th quarter. They do an excellent job getting after the passer. They just got to figure out their run defense. If only, they had a defensive tackle that they could plug in there like a Harrison Phillips and stuff the run. Maybe
why did they trade
more impaired. I don't to get what's his name on who's the Cleveland State dude, or was it Norfolk State?
Oh, Elijah Williams.
Elijah Williams on the roster, and then he got hurt too. So like it's kind of just a wash.
But it's just weird because I don't think he's playing a ton of snaps for the Jets. It was just a weird trade, and it still is. But, like, he said he was surprised by it, but I don't know. Maybe behind the scenes he was like not excited about splitting playing time, because I'm going to assume he was told like Jonathan Allen, Javon Hargrave, they're the starters, and you're gonna mix in. He was probably like, oh, all right. But he was getting paid a nice amount of money, so I don't know. Yeah, it's week 2. It just makes me go back and think to, all the way back to 2017. First game, Sam Bradford plays the game of his life. Just chucking it all over the place.
It was awesome. Yeah.
Dalvin Cook, rookie debut, sets the Vikings, rookie rushing record. A couple days later, Sam Bradford. Old glass knees catch up to him, and he's unable to play for the next few weeks because it's just can't move. Case Keenum comes in week 2, looks terrible against the Steelers. Vikings lose. They go 1-1. Season's over. Season is over. They're 1-1 after 2 weeks. Case Keenum's leading the way. Season's over. Oh, what do you know? They go to the NFC Championship. They did get pummeled in the NFC Championship, but they had the Minneapolis Miracle. They won 13 games. They had one of the best defenses in the league, and it was still a successful season. So, there's been plenty of examples of, I think Thielen talked about it today or yesterday. The Vikings went 5-0 in 2016, to begin the year, and then they finished 8-8, I believe.
Yeah.
And missed the playoffs. So the players talk about like not getting too high with the highs or too low with the lows. It's like fans should do that too, because like it's a week to week thing. I feel like every week now in this day and age, everyone has to have like the hottest of hottest takes after every single game, every single week. When like in the past it was like, oh, they had a bad game. Let's see what happens next.
Start Max Brosmer. Get Brosmer out there. Come on. He was really good in the fourth quarter of the preseason.
Like I saw,
and I was really impressed with what he does. They're really impressed with it. Oh, shut up.
I saw. I think I didn't listen to it, but I saw Cowherd said something today about how Caleb Williams isn't a good fit for Ben Johnson's offense. He could be right, but like 2 games in,
Yeah.
come on.
Thank God for Ben Johnson, by the way. Like, thank God. Like,
Yeah,
because
where would the
if
Bears be?
he doesn't
Where would the
implode,
Bears
this is
be?
an 0-2 team.
Where would the Bears be without Ben Johnson?
I mean, my good, and like the Lions are like running his plays as celebrations.
And
like,
they will, and that was like a message sending game. Like they ran up the score on him on purpose, like to be like, we don't need you. We're good. We'll be fine without you. So
Lions fans are feeling froggy again.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
I saw the posts. They saw the post. One other thing, you were talking about teams getting off to slow starts. I pulled up last year's Philadelphia Eagles, and they started 2-2, lost to Kirk O'Chains and the Falcons.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I guess they just showed him on the sideline once, and he had his helmet on, like chin strap buckled and everything
he
else.
was locked in. He was
locked in. Just come on, coach. Just all I need is an injury.
He was like, I think Michael's shoes untied. I gotta go in. I gotta go in.
Good Lord.
Give me a snap.
Yeah, no mention of him at the stadium either.
It's my return. No,
nothing. No video, no anything.
He wasn't even on the Jumbotron at all?
Not on the Jumbotron.
Wow.
So I didn't even think about him.
There is a funny picture, and like we see all these photos when we're writing our articles. There's a funny picture, I think in the Getty Library, of Kirk going to like dap up Kwesi, and Kwesi's got like a eating grin on his face, like, "Hey, how you doing? How's life in Atlanta?"
His relationships are not transactional. Just remember that.
Yeah,
as he says. But yeah, Eagles started 2-2, and then let's see. So they finished 14-3. What's the math? That would be, so they would have won 12 out of the last 13 games, and then 4 more in the playoffs.
Pretty
so
good.
You never know.
Well, it helps when you're offsides every time you do the tush push, but yeah.
All 6 linemen offside.
And yet, you see the NFL's like removing that. There's a video clip going around today of like them being super offsides, and the NFL is like doing the copyright claim today and getting that off online,
scrubbing it from the internet. Just, oh man,
that's gonna be gone, right? That's got to be gone next year.
I think this is the year it gets pushed over the edge.
They're like they're pushing the limit now. They're like rubbing it in everyone's face, like, yep, we can do this. No one's gonna stop us because no one can. Because like the Bills run it kind of, and they have Josh Allen, so they do a good job with it. But it's like it's when everyone else runs it, it's not as good as the Eagles, but they also probably don't cheat as much as the Eagles do to run it. So
yeah, well, and it happened against the Chiefs, so couldn't happen to a better.
But they get all the calls. That's what I was heard.
That's what I heard.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think Travis Kelce said that on the sideline at one point when he wasn't yelling at everybody.
That decision to comes back is really working out for him. I don't know. All I know is it's straight to jail for that guy who tackled JJ McCarthy with the hip drop. So I'm just saying, if it happened to Patrick Mahomes, I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Like, they'd be, oh my God, what did you do?
Did you see Kelce and some other teammate were wearing like free 4 shirts for Rashee Rice?
Yeah, that too. That was
free him from what?
His own stupidity.
He got a lesser suspension.
Yeah.
Then if I want to suspend him for like 10 games, free him from what? From being an idiot?
I don't know, man. It's quite the thing. Did you see anything else that was positive? I said the defense. Was there
Will Riker.
anything that you had? Will Riker hasn't missed yet. I'll keep
I liked
knocking on
some of the
wood.
things I saw from Eric Wilson still. Like, I feel like he's been a good addition. Jalen Redmond. Yeah, the pass rush was good still. Like, I didn't feel like the game with McCarthy. Like, I didn't feel like it was a bad performance by the defense. You look at the box score and they give up over 200 rushing yards, but it's like, but I don't think they played that bad. Like, in between the 20s, okay, but like once they got to the red zone, it was just like there's no room for the Falcons to do anything. That's one thing the Vikings had to do though, is get turnovers, because they did get that fumble, Drake London early, and that kind of, like, I feel like that changed the momentum of the game a little bit. So I don't think they didn't have a turnover in week 1. I don't think. No, because Caleb Williams did not throw a pick, right? I don't think he did.
He did not.
Right.
He almost did to Van Ginkel, but he did not.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, that would have been great. But they, like, every week they generated tons of turnovers last year, I feel like, and then this year they only have one. Oh, Dallas Turner, he did good. I feel like
yes,
he did well.
Got a sack in there.
Yeah, like that's positive. If we're just talking pure positivity, that's all I got for you, I guess. Jared Allen was there at halftime, right?
He was. I was going to go meet a friend for a beer, and then they didn't show up. So I was like, oh shit. And I totally forgot that Jared Allen was doing that. So I was just like, I don't know. So
you
like,
ride on a motorcycle?
Yeah, rode in on a motorcycle. It looked pretty cool from the monitor,
sure,
but
yeah.
No, it was so weird, like sitting up there by myself.
Oh,
so
yeah.
like I was just kind of like, I want to meet up with people and like have beers, and like, even though I had seen like a whole bunch of people, like the tailgate experience was super fun yesterday, because I don't know if I'm just feeling Minnesota again, or like the excitement or whatever. I think I talked the Uber driver's ear off on the way home, so I don't know.
The other way around.
I know. Well, that was the way down there. And then like, I was just like, man, it's really quiet over here. I'm like, yeah, it's Maple Grove on a Sunday night, dude. And like, of course it's quiet. Sober Chris is like, dude, just shut up. So I don't know. Got to meet Dante. It was a good day for multiple reasons. Just the Vikings didn't stick the landing.
And we're older now, and I feel like we value those experiences more now than like the Vikings loss. Yeah, it sucks, but like, you were there, you got to tailgate with a bunch of people, like be in the stadium with Vikings fans, being excited. It sounded like it was a good time, at least the first half. So like, just that I feel like is good. And yeah, hopefully they can get a win on Sunday, because if they don't, the sky's gonna fall.
It literally will. Shout out to Aiden from Wyoming too. I was sitting by him, and he said it was his first game. So I was like, I also don't know, because he said he moved from Wyoming, but I don't know if he meant like the state or Wyoming, Minnesota, which is, I've done that before. Somebody's like, yeah, I'm from Wyoming. I'm like, what's Wyoming like? And he's like, it's like cold. 30 minutes away. Like, what? Oh yeah. It's like on the way to Duluth. So
it's like when I tell people I'm from Rochester sometimes. And they'll be like, oh yeah, Minnesota. I'm like, nope.
Mayo Clinic. Where's the?
Yeah.
Nope, it's where people go when they're sick.
Kodak.
Yeah. What's going on at the Viking Age right now, Adam?
Well, today we're trying to sort everything out from. Oh, one last thing I wanted to ask.
Sure.
Because people are going to bring this up. Did the Vikings make a mistake by not bringing back Sam Darnold?
No.
Okay.
Here's the thing, that because I will say this. So all that money was used to like bolster the offensive defensive line tonight. Javon Hargrave isn't good in run defense, but he's an excellent pass rusher.
Yep.
Jonathan Allen's a little bit more of an all around kind of guy, but I think a lot of the bets that they made with that money that they didn't use on Darnold have not paid off yet. I think Jordan Mason will be good if you give him
Wait,
more
2
than
weeks
9
in, they haven't paid
carries.
off yet? What are you talking about?
Well, they made a bet Ryan Kelly would stay healthy. That isn't working. They made a bet that Justin School would be a better backup than David Questenberry. That's definitely not working. A lot of their bets this offseason have yet to pay off. And again, long season. We'll see what happens next week. Like I want to get to next week and clean the palate and just see what happens, right? Like if Carson Wentz sucks and hell, maybe they put in Max Brosmer and he throws 5 touchdowns and I look like a moron, but he played for the Gophers. Did you know that?
It's going to throw 3 to Thielen and just blow everyone's minds.
Just tell
He's
me
not
to
from
shove it.
Minnesota, right?
No, he's from Georgia, but he transferred in from New Hampshire.
Everyone treats him like the one of us thing, but
we love our
but it's
people
a
with
transfer
Minnesota
portal.
ties.
Yeah, it's the transfer portal. It's not.
But he beat Wisconsin, so
Right.
I mean PJ Fleck. That's all he does every
Did
year.
Did he beat Iowa? Yeah, they did, right?
Oh, he
2 years
beat
ago.
Iowa.
Oh,
he can't beat Iowa. Kirk Ferenz is his dad.
Well, 2 years ago, didn't the Gophers beat Iowa because of the fair?
No,
catch thing, right?
no, they have not beat. PJ Fleck has never beaten Iowa.
Really? Oh, the fair catch thing, they still lost.
Oh, yes. That's my bad.
See,
he has one. Right. He has one win against Iowa.
Yeah, because that was
Kirk Ferenz absolutely hates him. So
that was the Eagles corner, right? Who did that?
Yeah, Cooper DeJean.
Yeah.
Yes.
I didn't fair catch.
I didn't fair catch. What are you talking about? All right, Adam, what's going on at FanSided?
All right. Well, I guess now we're getting ready for Carson Wentz week in US Bank. Carson Wentz versus Jake Browning. But everyone paid. Oh, Jim Nance and Tony Romo are going to be there. Oh.
1 and 2 loading.
That's exactly what they thought they were getting into.
Oh, man.
Yeah, they're super.
Jim, it's Jake Browning.
You know what? If the Vikings and Bengals just have fun and just chuck it around, it might still actually be a pretty entertaining game. Justin Jefferson out there, Thielen, Addison's not out there yet, but Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, they're still out there. Trey Hendrickson's still out there. So it should still be a pretty good game. Jake Browning's not terrible. I feel like Carson Wentz probably has more question marks around him than Jake Browning. But yeah, we'll covering everything. I have one more thing. It's just weird that the Vikings, I feel like they got out in front of J.J. McCarthy's injury and said, he's likely not going to play on a Monday when most of the time they would they haven't even said, if Harrison Smith or Christian Darrisaw is not going to play. They're just it's a day-by-day, week-by-week thing. With McCarthy, they're he's not going to play or he's not likely to play. But when they could have, stretched it out. I digress. Go check out thevikingage.com. We'll have all of my jumbled thoughts on there as well, other people's as well, covering everything going on the Vikings this week, leading up to the game, after the game, and maybe some former players, former coaches dabbled in there as well.
You can check out all of that at thevikingage.com. Of course, I have my stuff at zonecoverage.com. I wrote about Kevin O'Connell's process with JJ McCarthy and trust the process. Take a deep breath. It's 2 weeks. I know patience is not a hot clicker, but
great phrase to use that came from a injury-riddled team. So.
An injury-riddled superstar who avoids other superstars. But I also do Twins and Wild stuff. Twins work at Zone Coverage and then Wild at Hockey Wilderness. Check out the FanSided RBN network to keep up with everything that's going on in the NFC North. We got the Packers at Dairyland Express. We got the Bears at the Windy City and the Lions at Detroit Jock City, and new to the RBN, Sporting Soda, Minnesota Sports. We're doing Viking stuff right now. May expand it as time goes on, but we'll take a look at that. Check it out. Sporting Soda. That's SOTA.com. But of course, most importantly, check out thevikingage.com. Get ready for the season because this is the Viking Age podcast, the official podcast of thevikingage.com. I am Chris Schad at the real Chris Schad. Oh, I got to tell you all the YouTube things though. I just 16 beers is
We're recovering.
Yeah, I still am in pain. I am in superb amounts of pain. We do this every week right here on the Viking Age YouTube channel. Episodes on Tuesdays and Fridays. We're in podcast form on Apple and Spotify the very next day. However you consume us, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe so you never miss a new episode and we can spread the word to the masses. For Adam Patrick, I am Chris Schad. 4 letters, 1 word. I can't put any effort behind it. Skull.